You're not actually going to go, are you, Pharaoh? Oh, wait, shit, I went wrong one.
You're not actually going to go, are you, Pharaoh?
Go where? Smooth, Pharaoh, smooth. He felt his cheeks visibly darken, even in the dim light in Yugi's television, as he played one of those video games he liked so much.
You're not as subtle as you think, you know. I've seen you texting Kaiba all evening.
I've not been... The Pharaoh made a sort of offended scoffing sound that wasn't fooling anyone. I haven't actually replied to him yet.
Right,
said Yugi, rolling those enormous, adorable eyes of his.
So, why have you been glued to your phone for the past 2 hours?
Sighing, the Pharaoh tossed his phone to Yugi before flipping back down onto the bed and feet. Here, see for yourself. Why do you think he means? What? What? Okay.
I thought you were the king of games. How hard can reading a text message be?
Ancient Egyptians didn't. But the Pharaoh was interrupted by Yugi's stifled laughter. He narrowed his eyes at the boy. What's so funny?
Pharaoh, I think he wants to take you out on a date.
Yugi grinned at the Pharaoh's grimace as he passed back the phone. A date? As in, that kind of date? He scanned the message one more time, then shook his head. No, Yugi. I'm sure it's a duel he's looking for. What else could that D in the message stand for?
Yeah, duel,
said Yugi, between chuckles poorly disguised behind his hand. You know what, Yugi? The Pharaoh rose decisively to his feet, pointing a dramatic finger at nothing in particular. I was going to tell him that I was busy, but now I want to just go prove you wrong. I don't think Seto has an ounce of tenderness in him. A date indeed! Ridiculous! It has been a while since I last defeated him, though. I could do with a good, hard duel. As he turned to face Yugi to say a resolute goodbye, his jacket billowed out behind him like a cape, and he noticed the goosebumps prickling his exposed arms. Was he excited by the slim possibility that he was mistaken, or...
You should probably close that window while I'm out, Yugi.
Oh, fuck. You should probably close that window while I'm out, Yugi. It's rather drafty, and I wouldn't want you to catch cold. Yugi scrambled to shut the window, and caught himself looking wistfully outside into the cool darkness, wondering where Kaiba planned to take the Pharaoh. Truthfully, he was beginning to regret having teased him about Seto's message. He didn't much fancy curling up alone tonight. Tell me about it. He'd grown so used to the Pharaoh being around so that sleep didn't come easily without his reassuring warmth beside him in the single bed they shared. And sleep certainly wouldn't come easily knowing that that asshole Seto Kaiba of all people was the one dragging his beloved away.
What time will you be back, Pharaoh?
I'll only be out as long as it takes to wipe the floor with him, Yugi. I doubt that he'd have the stamina to keep dueling all night. He'll try to keep you up all night doing something else. Yugi patted to him. Wait.
He'll try to keep you up all night doing something else.
Yugi patted to himself. I'll be home before morning, Yugi. The Pharaoh said softly, before tapping out a quick message to Kaiba. You know how much I... Yugi's eyes widened further than the Pharaoh thought possible, glimmering as the boy blushed with a silly smile across his face. All apparently was forgiven as his fuzzy feelings towards the Pharaoh intensified.
I love you too, Pharaoh.
He grinned and managed a playful...
Have fun on your day with Seto.
The Pharaoh glowered at Yugi, and his fingers clenched tightly into fists. It's not a date. Yugi could only laugh in response. While the Pharaoh clearly thought he was being firm and dignified, he came across more like a petulant child, protesting that they had absolutely not made those handprints on the wall while smearing with incriminating, colorful spots of paint. Damn it, Yugi. His phone beeped with a response from Kaiba, telling him that a limo had been sent to collect him from the game shop. Wait, what? Oh, this is Kaiba talking this. Damn it, Yugi. His phone bleeped with a response from Kaiba, telling him that a limo had been sent from a game shop. I really need it. We're gonna just play Duel Monsters, okay? I don't know why you're protesting quite this hard, Pharaoh. Wait, god damn it, who is what? I don't know who's talking anymore. I don't know why you're protesting quite this hard, Pharaoh.
Whoever you choose, why are you so hard to talk with your voice? Whoever you choose to, duel, that's your business. As long as you're back to snuggle before morning, I really don't mind. Wait, no, that's Yugi!
I don't know why you're protesting quite this hard, Pharaoh. Whoever you choose to, duel, that's your business. As long as you're back to snuggle before morning, I really don't mind.
The Pharaoh wasn't sure why he was protesting so hard. The whole purpose of going out and winning a duel against Seto was simply to prove that Yugi had gotten the wrong end of the stick. And because, damn it, a man has needs. Needs that can only be satisfied by a good game of... Oh no. The Pharaoh tried to hide the panic from his expression as the deck of Duel Monsters cards he'd been trying to imagine turned into Seto's smug face, towering above him as he tugged on the chain around Pharaoh's neck, drawing him closer. Yugi yawned.
Oh, well, your usual spot in the bed will be waiting for you. Just take a shower if you end up dueling too vigorously, okay?
Massaging his temples with his hands, the Pharaoh nodded and quickly stepped outside before the warmth of his cheeks and the barely perceptible trickle of blood from his nostril gave him away. Wow. So is this working yet? That was chapter 1, chat. No, that's the Pokemon one. Wrong one. Hold on, chat. We're gonna see if this works. Music's loud. Is that better? Does this make you happier? Please download. Please download. Please download. Oh, fuck, why? Chat, why? Chapter 2. There was a black limo already outside the game shop as the Pharaoh crept out into the cool night air, almost as if it had been waiting for him since before he'd agreed to even meet Seto. There was a light drizzle, but it wasn't nearly enough to constitute the cold shower he so desperately needed. He glanced over his shoulder towards Yugi's window as he slipped inside, but from the flickering light in his bedroom, he guessed that Yugi had gone back to his game. He settled himself onto the white leather with a growing apprehension. The driver wordlessly pulled away, and all Pharaoh could make out of his face were a pair of glasses glinting ominously in the streetlights as they drove towards the center of Domino City. "This better not be a trap, Kaiba," he muttered to himself. The limo began to slow down on a brightly lit street full of expensive bars and casinos. A tall, lean silhouette waited beneath one of the bright silhouettes. Streetlights, that's what I meant to say. Gravity-defying coat rippling behind him in sparkling drizzles. Weird. Kaiba reached out and opened the limo door. "Pharaoh, I'm glad you've came." For some reason, Seto kind of sounds like Snake and Seto Kaiba combined into one fuck. The Pharaoh pulled himself up and out of the car, carefully making sure he didn't accidentally brush up against Seto as he did. Despite the cold temperature and the rain, his skin was feeling distinctly warm. He certainly didn't need to heat up anymore. "Let's do this, Kaiba," said the Pharaoh, fingers curling around his deck as if to check as if it was still there. "Can I at least get you a drink first?" There was the beginnings of a smug smirk on Seto's lips. "After all, you know you'd never get into any of these bars without me, champion duelist or not." "Are you trying to get me drunk?" the Pharaoh asked with a superior grin of his own. "Drunk or sober, you know I'd still take you. Why draw it out?" "Don't argue, Pharaoh, or I might change my mind," said Kaiba, looking down at the Pharaoh. At a few inches over 5 feet, the Pharaoh was a perfect size for him to look down to. He liked that. "I'll buy you some of the most expensive cocktails in Domino City, while we sit on a private balcony in one of the most expensive bars. Then we'll do it." Huh. While he'd never been one to be impressed by such tacky displays of wealth, the Pharaoh certainly wasn't going to refuse. Perhaps a cocktail or two would give him time to relax a little and calm himself down before they dueled. He couldn't understand why his heart was beating so quickly or why his skin felt so damn sensitive. Even the tickle of the cool raindrops made him want to arch his back and purr like a cat. He was way beyond cold showers. He hoped the balcony Seto had mentioned would be dark. These trousers were far too tight to hide anything, even under his multiple-sided belt. Seto Kaiba walked slightly ahead, leading him towards the back entrance of a brightly lit bar, guarded by a heavy-set bouncer with a shaved head. The pharaoh watched nervously as the doorman immediately stepped aside and with the mere sight of Kaiba, waving him through with a smile that looked extremely unnatural on the coarse features.
And this must be you.
Yes. Seto cut the doorman off quickly, perhaps with a pink tinge of his own cheeks. The pharaoh couldn't quite tell. He followed Kaiba up 2 flights of stairs to a quiet bar on the roof. Aside from the wall the staircase was built into, and the ceiling, the whole room was built out of glass windows and sliding doors leading out into a secluded, covered balconies with patio heaters by the tables. There was nobody else around, except a smartly dressed, dashingly handsome bartender who was already pouring 2 glasses of Prosecco? What's Prosecco? Here, Kaiba said, gesturing towards one of the open patio doors. You sit down. I'll join you in a moment. The pharaoh obliged, stepping gingerly out onto the balcony. Fuck. Why is this happening to me? Why are we doing this? His eyes widened as he noticed that there were little tea lights burning on nearly every surface, the table and floor, and even the plant pots. There were just 2 chairs free of candles, rather too close together for the pharaoh's liking. He pulled them slightly apart, then sat down and looked vacantly at the cityscape ahead. At this point, he was almost certain that he'd been wrong earlier. Unless Kaiba had planned the most romantic duel ever played in the history of duel monsters, this was definitely a date. Fuck me, dude. His heart fluttered foolishly at the thought, and that disturbing image from earlier returned to haunt his thoughts once more, once in slightly more detail this time. He wondered if the real Kaiba would want to dominate him as much as he did in the Pharaoh's daydreams. Wow.
Pharaoh, is your nose bleeding?
Seto's deep voice pulled the Pharaoh out of his reverie, and he hastily brought the back of his own hand to his nose. Damn. There was far too much blood to pass it off as a simple trick of the light.
So it is,
he acknowledged and cleared his throat. Here, Kaiba said, passing him a tissue, and turned his head away from the pharaoh, sheepishly dabbed away the bleeding. The bartender followed shortly after, placing a silver tray down at the table between the 2 glasses of sparkling wine and the rest of the bottle. The pharaoh looked more closely, and he noticed rose petals floating in the bottle of the glasses. He thanked the bartender while Seto picked up his drink. Unsure what to do next, the pharaoh's fingers curled around the delicate stem of his own glass. Seto raised his glass as if to make a toast and said, I'll have you one way or another, Pharaoh. Oof. It actually says oof. Nice. The exact sentence of what he needed to hear if he ever wanted his nose to stop bleeding. He surreptitiously stabbed at it again.
We're talking about duel monsters, right?
Seto raised an eyebrow, so the pharaoh's attempt at feigning obtuseness had definitely failed, and they were not talking about duel monsters.
All right, I have a proposition for you, Seto,
said the pharaoh, taking sips from his glass. He didn't much care for the taste of sparkling wine, but even he had to admit that the rose was a wonderful touch.
Oh?
Even though Kaiba was leaning towards the pharaoh with a quizzical expression, he still managed to sound as though he didn't care about the proposition at all.
Duel me tonight. If you win, well, you finally defeated me. If you lose, you can take me in whatever way you see fit.
I can't tell if that implies what you mean if I win or lose. Wait, what? I can't tell if that implies you want me to win or lose. The pharaoh paused for a moment. He hadn't really thought that one through. Too much blood had been diverted away from his brain as the can't keep reading this, guys. They used the B word to describe something in the pants. They used it, guys. Bulge. That's such a fucking word, dude. Fucking bulge. I can't read it anymore, dude. It's gonna get worse from here, right? Oh, man. He was trying to hide it by strategically positioning the arm he wasn't using to hold his glass, but with his permanently glowing cheeks and suspicious trickles of blood from his nose, there was no way Seto had clocked his... No. They're getting too into it. I'm out of there. Oh, man. Chat. Goddamn. I can't do it, dude. I can't do it, man. Hang on one sec. Uno momento, por favor, chatterinos. I just believe that's more than fair. The more I look down it, there's a lot more like... Oh, man. Wow. Whoa. 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 Whoa, guys, they're... Oof. Chat. I don't even know if we're gonna be playing Smash tonight.
I think I speak for everyone when I say we vehemently want you to continue this beautiful piece of the literature. We're all begging you cry. Please.
There. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that one. Oh, man. Gamers. What a fucking night. Alright, I'm gonna try one more time to see if it's gonna work, but if it not, guys, I think I might just rate someone whose stream is actually working for Smash or something. Because, like, that was the whole game plan, but we've been trying for an hour and 45 minutes. Pretty rough out here, dude. Russ got in? I know, right? That's why it's insulted. I want in. Let me in. Please? No. He doesn't want to let me in, chat. I don't get to play video games. I did restart my Switch. Didn't do anything. It was sad. Oh well. I said brute force it until it worked. I brute force. You see how it freaking... Oh, are you watching it? Wait, actually, you just realized you can't even see it. I've done, I don't know how many times you guys have actually witnessed it, but I've done this shit a bunch. Man, don't do nothing.
I don't want to play Zelda. That game's like, this game is not even downloaded. Actually, wait, I think I have the disc for that. Never mind. Not even the disc. It's a cartridge. Darn it. All right, chap. Listen, what's tomorrow? Thursday? I think I was doing. I had plans tomorrow. Shit. Old school NES games if you're just chilling to the end of the stream. I mean, technically, yes. Don't worry about it. Okay. I'll do Friday, though. I can do Friday. I can totally do Friday. We'll actually do Smosh. I'm super sorry that we didn't actually do Smosh. I'm sorry. I wanted to do it, dude. I wanted to try Joker and everything. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, guys. I'm sure it's just because their servers are butt right now. It's all good. Oh, good, guys. So let me go ahead and find somebody. Let's see here. Alright. Let's get Russ. He was going to be playing with us, but didn't pan out. So we'll just rate him. There you go, gamers. Have a good time. He actually got it working, unlike someone I know. Me! It's fine. Alrighty though. But have a great time. Thank you all for stopping by. It was a lot of fun. I had a very good time. And Kill a Tiger, Darius, Best Fly, Boffa, Shots was taken. Thank you very much as well. Very on there. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you next time.